Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to test out an old Wornick Mil-spec brand MRE from 1999. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I found these last two, and I've been waiting to do this video for quite a while. About 6 months ago when I was rotating out some older MREs, and one of the little survival stores here in town was closing up shop. And they were getting rid of some stuff, so I bought some newer MREs, and I rotated these out, and I forgot that I had these all the way on the bottom of my milk crates of MREs. These are the last two, this one over here as well, but we're not testing that one today. These are the last two I bought pre-old Y2K stuff. Now that was back in the day where I really didn't know that much about survival, and I was learning a lot, and my concern with the whole Y2K thing wasn't the fact that things were going to crash and people were going to run around looting. My concern was somebody was going to do something stupid to mark the event, or just by chance there was going to be like some kind of big power outage and people were going to freak out. So I did stock up on some food and water, and got, that's kind of what got me into prepping back then. And this was one of the MREs. I bought a case of these from Wornick, I believe, way back in 1999. And I know this is a 1999 one because I cheated and opened the bottom to take a look at the date code on it. Anyway, we're going to test it out and see how well it held up. Now again, this was in my storeroom. My storeroom is almost always dark and in the high 60s to 70s, 68, 70 degrees. I like to keep it cool in there, and it really does keep things a lot better. So Paco and Wornick produce civilian MREs like this one. Paco had the SurePac 12, I believe, and the MPac brands, while Wornick offered the Mil-spec brand of these MREs. And around 2001, after the whole Y2K thing kind of died off, and there was really no more rush to stock up on emergency supplies, Wornick dropped out of the civilian MRE business, and Paco dropped their MPac line, leaving the SurePac 12 as the only civilian MRE available. There were other homemade civilian MREs, and you've probably seen those, but they were mostly put together by taking out old spare parts of other MREs, bits and pieces. Usually they're sealed with one of those hermetic sealers, those heat sealers, in a clear plastic bag similar to the thick plastic that MREs are used in. So around 2005, after Katrina hit, the civilian market really picked back up. More companies began producing legitimate branded civilian MREs, and that's what this is. This isn't a military one. And the major manufacturers of military MREs, America, Paco, and Wornick, started producing their own civilian MREs. So this one's no longer produced, of course. This is the Mil-spec brand. Wornick has a new civilian MRE. I believe they're called EverSafe. Now the stats on this, and I'm just going to read this from their stat sheet, they say they have a minimum 3-year shelf life, and it may be extended if stored in temperatures cooler than 85 degrees. Complete meal includes an entree, crackers, jelly, dessert, beverage, and the accessory package. And that's about it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open this fully up. I'm going to take everything out, take a look at it, and I'm going to put it together, and we're going to see if it's any good. All right, so let's open this thing up and see if there's anything left in here but dust. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. We got our entree here. That's the chili and macaroni. Date code on the bottom, 1999, the 77th day of 1999. Feels okay. Doesn't feel bloated or anything. And we'll get all this stuff out of here. And that's it. So you're noticing that these are a very slimmed down version of the military MREs. They don't have the same amount of calories or anything like that. But they're still a good option, and there still are a lot of companies out there making civilian MREs. And if you're concerned about buying surplus MREs or whatever, and technically they're not supposed to be sold, but if you're concerned about that, there are plenty of options out there now. There's XMRE, there's so many different brands, I can't even think of all the names, but there's so many different brands of them that you're pretty safe buying these. Let's see, 89th day of 1999. This is the oatmeal cookie chocolate covered. I don't know how well these hold up. We'll see. See if that held up pretty good. And this is the 70th day of 1999. See the 9070. That's the date code on there. And this is the crackers. There's your strawberry jam. I don't know if this has a date code on it. I don't see one. But I'm assuming it's probably close to the same date. And your accessory packet here. And as you can tell, the Tabasco sauce in there is either evaporated or very dark, but we'll see if it's any good. We'll try it out. We're going to open up the chili mac here and see if it's any good, just from a visual inspection. Now, from a visual inspection, that looks fairly decent. Now, you will notice something here. This was before they started putting these in with the FRH, the flameless ration heaters. So I'm going to have to heat this up in water, and we're going to see how well that heats up. And I'm going to get a little water going here, and we're going to heat it up in water, and we'll put out all the other stuff on a tray and see how it is. All right, I'm not going to run the stove here while the camera's on because the stove's kind of loud and it kind of distracts from what we're doing here. But I am going to open up the accessory pack and this stuff here first, and then we'll run the stove, heat it up, and see how well the entree comes out. First thing I'm going to do is this oatmeal covered cookie. A chocolate covered oatmeal cookie, I should say. It looks okay. It's a little bit melted because it is a little warm out here. I didn't have these out here all night, but I had them out here for a little while. So it is a little melted, but that's what it looks like. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That is amazing. Because I've had some of these in the past and they've gone bad. Alright, accessory pack next. Dump it out. And what do we have in here? We got sugar. And you've got a coffee swirl non-dairy creamer. A moist towelette. Some salt. A spoon. You can tell it's not a military MRE spoon. This is the Tabasco. Actually does look like it's still okay. It's a little darker than usual, but it's still in there. This is your coffee, freeze-dried coffee, and a pack of matches. So we're going to make the coffee with the water that's left in there after I heat up the MRE in there. Let's get these crackers out, see if they make a hiss or not. If I can tear them open. There we go. Well, there was a hiss. They were still sealed. That's pretty darn good. There's one. And there's two. I kind of got this in reverse here. Let's move it around this way. So there are your crackers. I'm going to eat this little piece. Yep. They taste fine. Now I am going to knead up the strawberry jam a little bit, because I'm sure it's separated. Take a little look at that and see how that looks. It's a little darker than normal. Let's see how it tastes. Still tastes good. Nothing weird about it. Okay. We'll put that over here. I'm going to keep that separate because I'm going to use that to dip into the tomato sauce. So that's what we have so far. And what I'm going to do now is heat up the entree for a few minutes and bring you back when that's ready to go. And we'll spin this around and we'll try out the entree with some crackers and we'll get the coffee going. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is heated up. I boiled it on both sides. Took a little while. But let's give this a shot and see how well this came out. Now, I know you're supposed to cut these along the sides, or rip them along the sides, but I'm doing it along the top. That is hot. Okay. Yep. That's everything. Take a quick look at it. Get you a spoonful. Looks okay. Yeah. Tastes perfectly fine. So, I guess we can realize that with these MREs, as long as they're stored correctly and within a reasonable amount of time, like if this was 60, 70 years old, you wouldn't catch me eating it. But for something 20 years old, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So this is the coffee here. Just going to dump it in this. And we're going to use that water to stir it up. Let's see how well we can get a cup of coffee out of it. There we go. Spilling a little water on my table. But hey, that's what I got paper towels for. Alright, let's mix this up. Probably could use a little more water in there. Let's try it out. Yeah, And the coffee tastes perfectly good as well. Typical, it's got that freeze-dried coffee taste to it. If you've ever had freeze-dried coffee, you know what I mean. So that just goes to show you, if you store your MREs right, they'll last you a pretty good long time. Now that doesn't mean that all of them are going to be perfect. But, you know, this is from '99 and it's still going strong. And I mean, as you can see, the food and the meat and everything tastes perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. I'm try a little bit of cracker dipped in the sauce there. So I'm actually impressed. And, you know, like I said, these are the last two ones I have. I have this other one over here. That's the chicken and rice. And I'll probably do that at a later date. We'll let it go another year or something and try it out. But it just goes to show you, if you store your MREs correctly, they'll probably last you a very, very good long time. Now, if you're sticking these things out in your car, like the ones I keep in my vehicle, I rotate those out every season. Once it becomes a little cooler here now, I'll go into my vehicle, I'll test one out, see how it tastes, and I'll take the rest out, use them up, you know, check them out, maybe even do a video on some of them depending, and put new ones in. So I do rotate the ones out in my vehicle because it's hot in that car in the summer in the desert here. But as far as keeping it in your house in a controlled environment, don't be so quick to toss out those old MREs. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our links down below, our Amazon store. If you're interested in some of the things we review on the channel, I try to put almost everything in there. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link. If you're interested in getting storage food that lasts for 25 years, not 3 to 5 years, even though this lasted a lot longer. We have lots of stuff. And you know, with the Thrive thing right now, because people are really stockpiling and getting set up with storage food, you're going to have to check back every few days to see if your item is in stock. They are going bonkers over there. They are just going overtime producing food. And, you know, like yesterday I saw the chicken chunks were available, so I grabbed a couple of those. So whenever you see what's going on there, you can sign up on my site for updates, and they will update you as to what's in stock. If you are a consultant, you'll get that, and also if you are a delivery customer, you'll get it every day. They'll tell you what's in stock. So check them out there and see if there's any kind of freeze-dried food you want to start stocking away and getting stored up with. And don't forget to check out our Food for Patriots link, which is preparewithiridium.com. They do have food in stock. You can get pretty much anything you want over there, as well as we have a deal right now on our 1 week and 4 week food packs. So you can get yourself set up. That's a pretty decent deal, and they are on sale right now. So that's preparewithiridium.com. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.